Now we got the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're going to be on the road against Cincinnati. Cincinnati right now -3.5, and we have a total of 49. I'll let you rip a run on this one first, Uncle Dave. Jaguars, Bengals. What do you think?
Yeah, I like this over, Sleepy. I know the Bengals start historically slow, but I'm not going to ding their offense too much for last week. I mean, I guess I could. Statistically, they could have lost that game, but it's a division game, and Cleveland does have a solid defense. And Jacksonville, yeah, they held Carolina to 10 points, but they don't have a solid defense. I think it was Bryce Young that held Carolina to 10 points. He was 18 of 35 for 154 yards, but for me, Sleepy, it was the eyeball test. The Panthers had open receivers on a lot of plays, and Young either missed them or held the ball entirely too long. And without McMillan, the kid out of Arizona or Arizona State, um, I don't think Carolina gets 5 first downs. That kid's the real deal. So, make a trade for him in your fantasy lineup. But those are mistakes I don't think Burrow will make. And last week I had history on my side in my favorite bet, and I do again this year. I mean, I look back at last year, the Jags won 4 games, and in every one of them, in their next game, they were lit up defensively. They allowed 35 to the Bears, 30 to the Packers, 32 to the Jets, 26 to the Colts, and as it stands, the Jags defense allowed 28 points per game on the road last year, and they didn't do a lot to address it in the offseason. I mean, everybody knows they got Travis Hunter, but I look back history again. Burrow's played Jacksonville twice. Both games threw for over 300 yards. I think that happens again. I think the Bengals scored plenty, and Trevor Lawrence with Hunter and Thomas, they did look good on offense. So I don't, I see this as a rare over game. We haven't had many of those yet. I think this will be one of them.
Oh, I'm with you there, Uncle Dave. I'm on the over too. The Bengals offense last week, I mean, they got to probably feel pretty salty about the play that they got. And I don't want to just go ahead and just say it was like a Joe Burrow. Like this was one of the teams that just they looked rusty as all hell. I think Burrow only had like 113 yards passing. But we know that this offense is probably going to end up being good. And I think being here at home, they'll end up probably waking up. The Jaguars defense, I mean, it did look good like last week, but like you were saying there, Uncle Dave, it was a lot of what Bryce Young, was not able to do. And it just, the Carolina Panthers offense is going to be, they're going to be a really challenged offense this year. I was encouraged though, looking at the Cleveland Browns offense and what they were able to do against the Cincinnati defense. We didn't think the Cincinnati defense was going to be all that great this year. And Flacco went out there, he threw the ball for 290 yards. He did have 2 interceptions in that game, so I would assume that Flacco was going to easily be able to go ahead and throw for 300 yards, on that Bengals defense. So I think Trevor Lawrence and the crew comes in here. I mean, if you look at the Jaguars offense overall, it seemed pretty balanced. And I think they were knocking off some rust too. So if that Bengals defense, was probably going to give up 300 and some yards passing last week in week 1, I think the Jaguars offense could come in here and put up some points too and put up some yardage. So I think the Bengals defense is for real bad. And I don't think it really matters who they see, but yeah, I'm looking at the Jaguars thinking they probably could have put up more points there last week, and I think we'll see that this week because they're going to be a tough offense, I think, to deal with. It's crazy too because I like Tank Bigsby there last week, barely even saw the field, and then he ends up getting traded. He ends up going to Philadelphia, so they do get rid of one piece there. But yeah, I'm with you there, Uncle Dave. I think both of those teams last week looked decent on offense, but knocked off some rust. So we'll see. I'm with you. I like the over in that one. So it'll be over 49.5 for myself and Uncle Dave. Let's